Okay, so let's talk about why we have audits, and then I'll just kind of cover the CPA profession in general. And obviously you can tell from the title of this slide is that it's in the public's interest. So one thing I want to clarify here is obviously auditors perform audits of publicly held companies as well as privately held companies. But our main focus will be on audits of publicly held companies. So, and for the most part, the audits are very similar. It's just that for publicly held companies, the PCAOB have standards that the auditors have to follow with respect to publicly held companies. Same thing, SEC have standards or requirements that the auditor must adhere to when they audit publicly held companies. So for the most part, the audits are very similar. I will identify where there would be a divergence for a publicly held company versus a privately held company. But for the most part, I'm approaching the discussion of audits from the public perspective, because that is really the more riskier audit. So the Center for Audit Quality has, and I don't know, let's see if I can. So the Center for Audit Quality is was started actually as in response to and kind of grew out of the fact when we were having all these audit failures, and there's a concern from the public about the quality of audits and the auditor, whether or not the auditor is actually performing audits in the public's interest. And so the Center for Audit Quality consists of members from the academic community, from all of the major, from all accounting firms, representatives from accounting firms, as well as regulators, PCAOB members, SEC, and they're really looking at improving the transparency of the audit process, as well as the quality of audits. And so this is a website which is really useful, but one thing that I wanted to, so let's just take a quick, it's just a quick 4-minute video.
Public companies, the ones traded on the stock exchanges, have to put financial statements showing how they did the year before. Here's how it works. The companies prepare their financial statements. Then I come in, ledger lines, independent external. Auditor. Johnny Law to check the numbers and those financial statements and issue an opinion in writing. It's independent, the chair of the company's Audit Committee. It's go time.
The Audit Committee is an independent group of the company's board of directors. We're responsible for hiring the external auditor to perform the audit in accordance with professional standards, which include being skeptical and objective. We're also responsible for providing independent oversight of the company's financial reporting and internal controls. And man, Ledger is one.
Do you know why we might not have any sound on this? It should be. This is at the top. Okay, let me try it again. Let's see.
Showing how they did the year before. Here's how it works. The companies prepare their financial statements. Then I come in, ledger lines, independent external auditor. Johnny Law at the SEC says I gotta check the numbers and those financial statements and issue an opinion in writing. It's independent, the chair of the company's Audit Committee. It's go time.
The Audit Committee is an independent group of the company's board of directors. We're responsible for hiring the external auditor to perform the audit in accordance with professional standards, which include being skeptical and objective. We're also responsible for providing independent oversight of the company's financial reporting and internal controls. And man, Ledger is one skeptical guy.
The U.S. Stock Exchange report to Indy and the Audit Committee throughout the audit.
If I have a concern about how the company is reporting its numbers, I discuss it with these guys.
After all, they have the final say on how the company is delivered by companies to their investors. You want on the audit team? But if a company wants, my team is a mix of CPAs and other professionals who have the right skills and knowledge for the job.
I'm not sure what's going on with the sound, so.
Our work includes what they call a risk assessment. For a company, risk can.
All right, but this is posted, I'll post this on the Blackboard, but I strongly suggest to just take a look. They're like 4 or 5 minute videos. There are 3 of them that I think is pretty informative to just give you an overview of what the auditor's responsibilities are toward the public.